Just my thoughts about the FA-50 Block 15 and Block 20 for the Philippines, July 2022. Please like and share the video, and subscribe to the channel. This is the third video in the series about my thoughts on fighter aircraft that are being offered to or considered by the Philippines, and here I will be sharing my thoughts about the FA-50 Block 15 and Block 20. As usual, just a disclaimer, these are just my opinions based on the facts that I am able to gather on my own at the time that this video is made. As always, I will be putting links in the description showing where I got some of the information that I used on this video. When the Philippine Air Force bought its first batch of FA-50 aircraft, they really saw it more as an advanced trainer, or a lead-in fighter trainer. However, if they are going to buy more as they publicly said they are considering doing, then I don't think they will be using these additional aircraft as advanced trainers anymore since they have those already. I think they will likely use these as light combat aircraft or LCA instead, and therein lies the problem, as coming out of the factory, the FA-50 is a pretty mediocre light combat aircraft. I think this is in part because it was designed initially and mainly as an advanced trainer, with combat capability only as a secondary role. And also I think it is because the American company Lockheed Martin, who co-developed the aircraft, may be intentionally delaying its development as a combat aircraft so it won't compete with their F-16 fighter aircraft. As I have previously tackled in a couple of videos before, the current available version of the FA-50 is the Block 15, which only has a few improvements in terms of weapons and equipment compared to our FA-50PH aircraft. Among the most worthwhile improvements for me with the Block 15 would be the capability to use laser-guided bombs and tactical reconnaissance pods. Other than that, it will still be using non-off-boresight short-range air-to-air missiles. It will still have no beyond visual range missiles and no long-range anti-ship missiles. In terms of the anti-ship role, for example, coming out of the factory it is only capable of firing the American-made AGM-65 Maverick missile, which only has a typical operational range of around 22 kilometers. There are some defense companies who are offering to integrate much better weapons into the FA-50, but as I mentioned before, I do have some questions about it. I am not that familiar about these integrations, but I think these definitely will require a change in the software that the aircraft is using, and maybe even some hardware changes or additions. If so, how will the software change be made? Will this be implemented to all software for all affected aircraft in the next update? Or will it be on a case-to-case basis where the changes will only be made as needed? If so, will this be made for free if we buy the weapons, or will an additional charge be made for that on top of the cost of the weapons? And how will the pricing be? Will it be per aircraft per weapon system, or will it be like sort of a package deal? More importantly, for brand new aircraft, will the changes be made before their delivery without voiding the warranty? If so, then no problem. If we sign the contract for the FA-50 Block 15 on, say, this year and pay any additional fees for the integration as needed, then by 2024 we will start getting FA-50s with high off-boresight, beyond visual range and long-range anti-ship missiles. However, if integrating these additional weapons will void the warranty of the aircraft, then that will complicate the schedule for them. The warranty period when we ordered our first batch of FA-50 aircraft was 2 years, so if the same thing happens then if we order the FA-50 Block 15 now, they will start arriving in 2024 and then we will have to wait another 2 years or until 2026 to start upgrading the aircraft to have better weapons. The next development of the FA-50, which is the Block 20, will have high off-boresight and beyond visual range missiles already integrated into it from the factory. But as I mentioned in previous videos, this version won't be available until 3 to 4 years from now, or by 2025 to 2026. So if we order the Block 20 by 2025 or 2026, they will only start arriving in 2027 or 2028. Also, even with the Block 20, I couldn't find any information yet on what long-range anti-ship missile they will integrate into it, if any. In terms of political and technical restrictions, just like with what I mentioned in the previous KF-21 video, I don't expect South Korea to give us a lot of that since the previous FA-50PH we bought from them doesn't seem to have that. It doesn't seem that they had given us access to the source code of the FA-50PH, so that will likely continue even if we buy more. Some parts of it, like the engines, are made by the United States, so the Americans could have some influence in terms of restricting the aircraft in the future if they want to. In terms of price, when we bought our FA-50 aircraft back in 2014, they cost only $35 million United States dollars each, brand new, and that already included things like training and some logistics. Recently, Poland is reportedly planning to buy brand new FA-50 aircraft, and the South Korean news articles mention that the price will be around 50 billion Korean won, or around $38 million, assuming an exchange rate of 1,313 won per dollar. And that is only for the cost of the aircraft. Not included yet are things like training and logistical support, so it seems the price of the FA-50s has risen considerably. I assume that the $38 million price tag to be for the Block 15 version only, so the Block 20 version later will likely be a bit more expensive. Also, this price does not include fees that we may have to pay if we want to integrate better weapons into the aircraft. In terms of availability, there aren't that many new buyers of the FA-50 yet as of now. And the South Korean Air Force even allowed the reallocation of some of their orders to Poland, so they could start receiving aircraft as soon as by next year of 2023. So I think that if we are to buy the Block 15 now, we will still be able to start getting the aircraft 2 years later by 2024, especially if we won't be buying a lot of them. To summarize, I think the FA-50 Block 15 is available quickly but is a pretty mediocre combat aircraft as it is now. Integration of better weapons and equipment are available for it. But there could be complications about it in terms of price and scheduling. Its price also seems to have risen considerably compared to the FA-50PH, but still reasonable, at least for me. The FA-50 Block 20 is a bit better, but won't be available soon, and its anti-ship missile capability is still suspect. Thank you for watching the video. I invite you again to like and share it, and subscribe to the channel.